Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery with Smart Money Alliance and IIMFL. It's my pleasure to visit with you this Monday morning. We get together most Mondays through Fridays at this time, 8 o'clock Central or a minute or so prior to talk shop, talk about what's going on, answer your questions, help you be successful in what you do, which is obviously creating awareness to help small businesses. So let's go ahead and get started with reviewing our nonprofit mission statement, and then we'll go through the message for today, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. We are a nonprofit organization committed to narrowing the racial wealth gap by teaching financial literacy, improving credit scores, and facilitating the development of minority-owned small businesses. I want to bring attention before we get started on the curriculum today to the third of the 4 lessons in the small business certifications on financial management. We sent that out and went ahead and shared it with all of you over the weekend. It was, I think, an hour and 12 minutes long, which I know is a long recording, but that is the week 3 class for clients that are enrolled in the Capital Ready program or the standalone small business certification. Of course, you are empowered and encouraged to be teaching that curriculum yourself. We should have provided you the PowerPoints, the speaker's notes, and the handouts so you can go teach it yourself in your community. However, for the clients that you would rather us be your substitute teacher for, as we say, you can feed them in and we'll teach them. So lesson 3 on financial management is just a strong one. It's 60, 70 minutes chock full of information that creates a foundation of knowledge that most entrepreneurs don't have and don't know. So if you didn't take the time, and I know it's a pretty significant commitment of your time, but if you've not taken the time to listen to that, I encourage you to do so at your earliest convenience. I think it'll do 2 things. I think you might learn something from it. And then secondly, I think it's going to be very motivating to want to take this educational curriculum out to the marketplace, because this is specifically what small business owners need. Most small business owners are thinking, I need capital, I want cash, I need funding. What they're overlooking is it doesn't happen that way. You have to prepare for it. You have to meet the underwriting criteria to get funded. And we teach a lot. So again, if you've had a chance to listen to that, let us know, watch it and listen to it, let us know your feedback. But if not, please consider doing so. All right, so on today's topic, we're going to talk about a limited time offer that we have to create some white label / joint venture partners. We're just going to do 10 of these. I'll tell you why. And the reason is we had a couple of you that had come to us and said that you had such strong branding with your organization, with your entity, that you wanted to take a white label version. If you're not familiar with that, what that means is that when you're taking the Capital Ready Package 2.0 and or the Small Business Certification Program out to the market as a white label partner, then it's branded as you. It's not branded as us. It's you and or your entity that's branded in terms of the logo and what the front end of the process looks like. And so that is attractive to some of you. Some of you have asked, well, what's the difference between this and a branch office? Well, it's that primarily, right? As a white label, you're going out to the marketplace as you, and as a branch office, to no surprise, you're going out as an extension of us. It's not that one's better than the other, but it is 2 very different techniques to go out and develop business. And yes, so you could open a new entity and brand it, or you could use an existing entity. Absolutely, we already had a question there, and that's a great one. So let's go through the structure. It's not very complicated, but let's go through it and then just make sure everyone's clear. My goal is not to try to persuade you to become a white label joint venture partner. We decided that we're only going to do this for 10 partners. We're going to try to get those secured this week. We have 5 of the 10 slots filled now, which is good. So we have 5 slots available. So if you're interested, not a worry. There's availability. If it's not the right fit, no concerns, not to distract you. Okay, so first bullet, white label front end. So again, just as I described, means that the marketing that you're taking to the market, to your clients, your prospects, your referral sources, key influencers, it's you, not us. The revenue split is painfully simple, 50-50. So if you enroll someone in the Capital Ready Package 2.0, you get half, we get half. You enroll them in the 4-week curriculum we call the small business certification. Of course, if you're teaching, it's called the entrepreneurship program, but it's the same. It's the education and the loan packaging. The client's paying $396, you're getting half of that. Of specific note, in both cases, you're making 5 points off the capital raise. Now, when you need to understand, and you probably do, and we got into it on the lesson on financial management, where does capital come from? Let's talk about that for a moment. It could be an SBA guaranteed loan. It could be a non-SBA guaranteed loan, just meaning a general business loan. It could be a line of credit. We do a lot with unsecured business financing, UBF. Could be business credit cards. Could be real estate financing. Could be portfolio financing. We have a new client this morning that we're working on that we're using the owner's stocks that he owns as the collateral to be able to get funding. So not selling those stocks. It could be a ROBS plan, terrible acronym, stands for rollover for business startup. Could be an equity-based capital deal or debt-based. And again, in the financial management topic, we help everyone understand the difference between those two. So it's 5% of the capital raise. As you probably know, as a financial literacy educator and or as an affiliate, you earn 1% of the capital raise, which is fair and reasonable. Obviously, 5% adds up a lot more quickly. And so the concept is it's a 50-50 split. We'll continue to be your substitute teacher if you would like us to. And so what that means, again, is for the first 4 weeks of a client's experience, regardless if you're bringing them into the Capital Ready Package 2.0, which has the $100,000 guarantee, or you're just bringing them into the 4-week curriculum, it starts the same. We go through the 4 lessons. First lesson's on business planning, then we help them develop a business plan with financial projections, lender compliant. Second week is on credit. So we're teaching them about how to build business credit, how to optimize personal credit. Then we help them pull their credit and then also create a personal financial statement. Week 3 is on financial management, just what we talked about, teaching about what are interim financial statements, how to set up your business properly, how to pay yourself properly, things that most of them do not know if you and I don't go out and teach them. And then afterwards, we do a financial needs analysis and set up their collateral assignment, usually via a key person policy. Week 4 is banking and money, and then we put together their capital raise plan. So regardless if they're coming in to just the 4-week curriculum or the full Capital Ready program with the $100,000 guarantee, the first 4 weeks looks exactly the same. The difference is what happens at the end of the 4 weeks. So the point is, we'll teach that curriculum for you if you'd like us to, but again, you have the PowerPoint, speaker's notes, and handouts to do yourself. I think some of you are confident and experienced enough to go out and teach it really well, and others maybe not quite yet. So we don't want that to be a barrier. So that's why we're offering to be your substitute teacher, if you will. CRM access so you can check status. Now, I do want to explain that now that we've revised our processes, it's pretty obvious where a client is. Because we all know the first 4-week sequence that every new client goes through. Has the educational curriculum built in, has the 4 steps like we just summarized. Once those 4 steps are completed after 4 weeks, then we're putting together the loan package and preparing their capital raise plan, right? So there shouldn't be much mystery of where is a client at. Either they're in one of those 4-week sequence, if they've, based upon when they started, because every week starts every 7th day. So day 0 They start with lesson 1, day 7, lesson 2, day 14, lesson 3, day 21, lesson 4. So we should be done with that in 28 days or less than a month. So if you're not sure where the client is, if they're in that 4-week sequence, that's it. Every client is going to be assigned a mentor, a financial literacy educator that's working with them. If you want to serve that role, great. If you don't want to serve that role, that's okay. We can assign someone else, or you can tell us who to assign. So the first 4 weeks of a client, you know what they're doing exactly, because we've taught you and you've probably gone through the curriculum yourself. So there's just no question. Now, once we get through the 4 weeks, now the question is, where do we go from here? Now that we've got the loan package built, we know what type of capital they're best suited for, and if they qualify or not, we're ready to go to funding. Now, if they're not qualified yet, then there's whatever work needs to be done to get them prepared for financing. Okay, but anyway, the CRM access is included in the white label joint venture. A free replicated website, of course, it's going to have your logo on it. It's not going to have our logo. It's going to have your logo on it. This is branded to you. That's the point here. This one here, I need to do a better job of building the value for this, because this is a really big deal that I'm not communicating effectively. So if we're going to have a business, we need profit, and profit is primarily derived from sales, and sales is primarily derived from leads. So at the core, if we have enough leads and our sales pitch is good enough, we have good enough conversions, then we'll generate profit, and the more of that, the more profit we'll generate. Now, with that being said, where do the leads come from? Well, we've been talking a fair amount about the affinity relationships and how effective those are. Peggy, I think, has 2 new affinity relationships signing today, for example. But so affinities, when we work with churches, chambers, co-working spaces, organizations, associations, and collaborate with them. But set aside that, the best way to consistently generate leads is by having a sales team. Now, sales team could be W-2 salaried plus bonuses, but that's going to add a lot of overhead to your operations. We normally wouldn't recommend that. Instead, you can have a team, a large team of affiliates, and then those affiliates are out promoting your offering, driving in leads, and then those leads become sales, and those sales become profit. And if and only if there's conversions, then the affiliates get paid. So there's a cost for that sales, of course, but there's no upfront risk to you, because either they deliver or they don't. So I think that all makes sense, right? Any organization in general needs some sort of sales model. But with that being said, a grassroots face-to-face sales model certainly is superior, especially in the financial services space. The key is having the structure to be able to administer it. That's what we're talking about right here. So we've gone through and created the whole infrastructure to have an affiliate team. And we use a software program called Post Affiliate Pro. You can Google Post Affiliate Pro. It's reputable, it's affordable, it's under $100 a month. That's the least of anyone's concerns. But it's not just having Post Affiliate Pro, it is having the setup, everything that's needed to make it work. Well, about a month or so ago, we went out to all of you and said, hey, would any of you want to assume a role where you have your own affiliate structure? Several of you expressed interest, but none of you were able to kind of cross that hump of getting Post Affiliate Pro set up. It was more difficult, more onerous than what most of you had the willingness or diligence to complete. So that's my point here. We can replicate ours and then just make the tweaks that you want. So for example, on our affiliate model, we're paying 3 levels deep at 1% apiece. So that's 3%. You could just adopt that. And then of course, of your 5%, that would mean that 3% is being paid out to your sales team. That leaves you 2% net profit. You may not want that simplified of a model. Maybe you want to go more layers deep, or maybe you want to alter how your sales team, your affiliate team is paid. We can help you do that. The key is we've got the whole infrastructure built. All we need to do is replicate it and adjust. So this here is huge, because this is a reasonable ability for you to have dozens, hundreds, potentially thousands of affiliates that are feeding into you, feeding into you, feeding into you. And what's your cost? Other than paying Post Affiliate Pro $97 a month, and if you want me to pay for it, I'll pay for it free, I guess. But the bottom line is, other than that, it's a free labor pool, because unless they convert, then you have no cost. And if they convert, then they're bringing in money to your organization. This is a big, big, big deal, big opportunity. And now what we're doing is removing the burden from you needing to figure it out. With our permission, we can contact Post Affiliate Pro and we can replicate it, like copy and paste our entire structure, and then we can go in and help you make the changes. So you can be up and operational, building a large sales team in 24, 48 hours. Big deal. Okay, and then of course, access to the curriculum. And then we have the training. Several of you came in this past Friday. Great time. Great to see you face to face. Pretty much each Friday now, we're having the in-person one-day training, and this is free for our white label joint venture partners. So with that being said, you're not going to hear me continue to beat the drum on this. This is a limited time offer. Why is that? Well, we want to have a set of 10 white label partners and then see how it goes. And maybe we'll offer more later. We had an initial 3 that was kind of the catalyst to get this idea going. And then I emailed out over the weekend, hey, this is something we're looking at doing. 2 more of you decided to do it yesterday. And so there's 5 slots available. So if you're interested, just let us know. But it's not the right fit for everyone. This is running your own show. You're not a cog in the wheel. You're running the system. You don't have any responsibility for the back end. You know, we're still doing the work of client implementation, by the way. Okay, so let me see if there's any questions that you have. Go ahead and post them to the Q&A. If they're about this topic, that's fine. If they're about other challenges, concerns, issues that you may have in terms of being able to implement and monetize and help people, let us know. But again, and I say this, and I'm putting myself out there for exposure, I think if you'll view and listen to the financial management lesson, which is lesson 3 of the 4, I think you'll become a believer. Because again, we're addressing at the root the topics that most entrepreneurs don't know, and it's that financial illiteracy. And I don't mean that negatively, but it's what they don't know that's primarily keeping them from accessing capital. And frankly, you can share that lesson 3 with whomever you want. You could have a prospective client and say, hey, listen to this, and this is part of our curriculum, and tell me what you think. And if you don't close 90% of them after they listen to that, I'll be very surprised. You could share that with your key influencer partners, churches, chambers, co-working spaces, and say, hey, this is what we'd like to do to collaborate. This is just a sample of how we're going to educate and help your sphere of influence. Would you listen to this and let me know what you think? And if you don't close at least 90% of them that listen to that to an affinity deal, I'll be very surprised, because it's damn strong. It's strong, and I don't think there's anything in it that they could object to. Of course, we're building off of the award-winning curriculum developed by the FDIC, promoted by the SBA, but you and I know that's only half the battle. We're actually taking that knowledge and helping them implement, because these small business owners do not know what you and I know. They are not prepared for a capital raise in most cases, and that's why they don't have access to capital. Okay, so but we can fix that, right? That's the good news, through education and resources. So let's go through your questions and postings. Okay, Angela had asked the difference between the branch manager and joint venture, and so that's what I just described. It's primarily, the primary difference is how you're taking the message to the market. That's the primary difference. I will tell you also, there's a fee, a setup fee for this, but it's not much. It's a small fraction of what it costs to set up and operate a branch. So this is cheaper, pretty much the same comp model, but it's private label. All right, thank you, Angela. Teresa, and I think you're right. When you go out and teach it the first time, I know just even me preparing to record these sessions for our on-demand learning, it takes quite a bit of time and effort to assimilate the information. And of course, you don't want to just read the slides. You want to be able to convey and give stories or samples. So any of you that want to teach the curriculum, that is perfectly fine. If you want us to be your substitute and teach it for you, we will. And there's no reduction of compensation to you. So it's just like when I was a public school teacher. If I was sick for a day, I call in, they bring in a substitute, and it did not reduce my pay. So if you want us to teach the curriculum for all of your clients or some of your clients, we offer to do that, and there's no reduction in your comp. Your pay is the same. But with you, Teresa, I know you'd be great at it, and if you want to teach it, go for it. And we do pre and post evaluations, surveys, as well as a overall evaluation of each lesson. So you'll get the feedback if your audience likes it or not. And as I mentioned at the training on Friday, for those of you that were here in person, while I feel that I can do an adequate job teaching the curriculum on your behalf through on-demand learning, the best way to teach this without question is face-to-face. And so it can be taught once a week over 4 weeks, or you can compress it into an 8-hour day and teach all the lessons at one time. So we're starting to go back out in the field and teach one-day classes, these same four lessons, just teaching a one-day block. But you have the advantage. You're always going to be more effective than I could be when you're able to be face-to-face, eyeball to eyeball, shoulder to shoulder with your audience, because you're going to connect with them more, and you're going to be able to engage them more than distance-based on-demand learning. Thank you, Damon, for your compliment. Yes, ma'am, Monique. Vince asked about branches, white labeling. I guess, but really, it's two sides of the coin. By definition, a branch is meant to be a branch, an extension. In contrast, the white label is meant to be labeled differently, labeled as your organization. So I think it's two different approaches: the branch approach to the marketplace, or the white label. The cost. The cost for us to set up the white label joint venture program is $2,500, but it's one time rather than the cost of the branch, which is of course $250 a week, ongoing for a larger amount of time. So there is a cost for us to be able to get all this set up for you, but with that, it's very affordable. Break even of what, 2 clients? Yep, and we'll set up your affiliate back office. The Post Affiliate Pro will be able to make the adjustments that you want for tracking and links and banners and all of that. We don't profess to be a Post Affiliate Pro expert. However, we can certainly replicate our model, and then any enhancements you want to make, you can take it from there. So you have your own sales team. Angela said lesson 3 was great. She listened to it twice. Thank you, Angela. I do feel very strongly about it. I think all 4 of the lessons are good, but I think the third one is if you wanted to use it as a sample, I use the example of going to Costco or Sam's, and they'll give you, a little sausage or chicken or what have you as a sample so you can taste it before you buy it. I think if I were to give any of the lessons as a sample to a prospective participant, prospective client, prospective key influencer, it would be lesson 3. I don't think it's necessarily more important than the other 3, but I think it's going to resonate the most with them. Jackie says, this is very promising. And yes, so if you bring us joint venture partners, we'll pay $1,000. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. So bring us a joint venture partner, we'll pay $1,000. Yes, Jackie. Kwamina is asking, to white label, is it recommended? Well, yeah, so if you're white labeling it, you're going to be collecting the revenue from the client, keeping half and sending half to us. So yes, ma'am, you would need to have the mechanism for your business, because it's your business, it's your LLC or whatever entity you have that's operating. It's just we're providing the back end for it. You're the front end. Sharon says she's good with being an affiliate, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, the affiliate role is pretty much the perfect role, right? There's no cost, there's no investment. It's the ability to generate awareness, feed people in. You don't have to talk to the clients, you don't have to work with the clients, you don't have to service the clients, you just get paid. Now, you don't get paid as much as this, of course, but you're doing more here. There's more involved. But I agree, Sharon, and Sharon, I would encourage you to go find a couple more affiliates that would be your sub-affiliates this week, because they're going to know small business owners that you don't know. They're going to be able to feed them in. They're going to get paid and you're going to get paid. But I agree. I think the affiliate model is the perfect distribution model. What this does here is allows each of us to be at the top of that hierarchy. And that's a good place to be, right? We're not MLM or network marketing, but you look at the people that to traditionally make the most in network marketing or MLM, they're where? They're at the top of the hierarchy, right? Because they're getting overrides from everyone. That's what this allows you to do if you care to. Yes, sir, Mr. Cuff. So when we set up the white label joint venture program, there's a one-time setup fee of the $2,500 that I mentioned. So it's a break even of 2. So if we can't come to a plan to generate at least 2 clients, then it would be a bad decision. If you can generate at least 2 clients, then it's a good financial decision. Anna Marie asks, in order to teach the financial literacy class, do you have to have your insurance license? Technically, no, but it is preferable, because we start teaching about financial topics and strategies. And then, of course, what we want to do is go from teaching them to helping them implement. And of course, at that point, you're going to have a problem with implementing, because if you're not licensed yet. And I see that you're studying for it, which is fine. So I would allow, my recommendation, Anna Marie, is allow us to be your substitute. Let us teach for your students, your clients, until you're licensed, and then decide if you want to start teaching the curriculum at that time. Again, there's no reduction of your income. So I would say that would give you more time to focus on studying for your license, and then take over the teaching once you're properly positioned. But technically, no. Technically, you don't have to be licensed to teach the curriculum. But our goal is not just to teach the curriculum, it's to help them implement what they've learned. Tony's asking where the lessons are. Yes, so all the PowerPoint, speaker's notes, handouts, and such has been provided to you. If you don't have that, then just get with Jennifer and she can make sure that you have it. And of course, when you're listening to my lessons, you're also seeing the information as well. And yeah, Sharon, I've seen you've been very active as an affiliate. Very good. Yep. Keep them coming in. And Sharon, I don't know, but I can check on that referral for you. Okay. So we got about 2 more minutes here. What other, yes. So some people might like to do the white label joint venture, but it's just not in the cards right now for whatever reason. And that's fine. That's fine. So become an affiliate or become a financial literacy educator, both of which are free. Now, again, financial literacy educators, there's a background check that's not paid to us. We don't get paid any part of it. But if you're going to be teaching it, then you need to be a financial literacy educator, and there is a required background check. But the point is, either of those roles are free in terms of our relationship. Then you can go help small businesses and get paid. The white label joint venture program is not free. It's not free. There's a cost for us to set that up of time and money. And so we have to offset that. And in exchange for that, you can share in 50% of the revenue and do really well for yourself. But we're not going to absorb the setup cost to help you go make a whole lot of money, right? That it doesn't make sense. So if you're interested in the white label joint venture, great. If not, that's okay too. Not here to push it. We have a responsibility of transparency. And so that means if there's some new role, promotion, something going on, we're required to let everyone know, kind of make a public announcement. That's what we're doing today. Chances are you won't hear any more about this. If you decide to become one of the white label joint venture partners, great, we'll plug you in. And if not, no worries. It won't be a distraction going forward. Hopefully that answered your question, Kwamina. And then, no, there's no background check necessary for the white label joint venture program. Thank you for asking, Mr. Cuff. All right, so we're at 30-minute mark. Are there any questions that anyone has, anything that I didn't address properly about the white label joint venture program? In summary, we're going to have 10 of these partners. We're going to give it a try. We're going to see how it works. It should be outstanding. The reason why that we're offering this is because of you. Several of you came to us and said that's what you wanted, so we packaged it as such. And it's a very affordable relationship. We're just offsetting our setup cost, and we just simply need to get you set up. So, Damon, I can get that over to you. We just as everything that we do is in writing. We can send over the DocuSign to you here at the end. If anyone else has questions, comments, concerns, let us know. We have 2 webinars every day, right? We have this one at 8 Central, and at 10 Central, we have the one for prospective clients that you can feed your clients into or even join us. And then lastly, we will be back here tomorrow again if you have other questions. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.